Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. I gotta do a video on this. I'm gonna try not to be too comedic, but I just can't even. Shout out to Only Pamela's Way for sharing this story with me. Y'all know I don't keep up with politics hardly, because it's just a racket, especially where we are concerned. But uh, the system understands that Black people have basically emotionally checked out of the system. Like, even if we're not, we're doing other foolish stuff when it comes to politics, like, there's a gauge, and they're gauging that we're checked out. They're monitoring our social media, so they know that we're not talking about nothing. We ain't asking them for nothing. We already know that the policy of benign neglect is in effect. There's no need to ask them for nothing. We can talk about what they do, politically or otherwise, and it is not going to matter. They're not going to stop doing what they're doing. They're not going to give us reparations. They'll give us anything but reparations. They'll give you a holiday, a task force to look at something, and then come to find out they can't do whatever we are asking them to do. So, and nobody else has to do this. Nobody else has to jump through hoops except for Black people. So if Black people can't see by now that politics is not the vehicle for you to get anything done, shame on ya. Anywho, this story is about the Democrats creating a hip hop task force. I don't know. Something is happening to oh, here it is. So it says the Democrats unveil a new hip hop task force to tackle racial inequity. Now, first and foremost, Black people created hip hop. What do hip hop have to do with racial inequity? Why Black people always getting dragged into anything that has to do with getting something for other people? Because that's all racial inequity is now. It's for everybody. It's for the alphabet community. It's for white women. It's for Asians. It's for Latino gang. It ain't for Negroes. So anybody still advocating for racial inequity and you're Black, you are crazy. And diversity, crazy. They already rolled back affirmative action. The next thing they're going to do is just put you back in chains. Like, might as well let it go. Let it go, honey. Let it go. Anywho, uh, they got the raccoons out here saying they got a coalition looking to power music to tackle some of the most pressing issues facing Black and Brown Americans. So they go to Brown Coalition. They dragging them with us. Wasn't no brown people involved in creating hip hop. Wasn't. Just us. It's made off of our struggle. But now you got Black politicians saying it's a Black and brown struggle. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Jamal Brown is I'm sorry, Jamal Bowman, Representative Jamal Bowman of New York. I don't think he's Black. I think he's like Caribbean descendant. I think I did a story about it because I wanted to see how um, see why some of these Black looking politicians in Congress say what they say and do what they do. And I found a lot of these people are, first and second generation immigrants. Their parents are from the Caribbean or they're from Africa. Or they have some other descent. They might have been descendant of slave, but they were not ADOS like here from America. ADOS, they're uh, I'm not even say, I guess ADOS, they are descendants of slaves, but like maybe from the Caribbean or from some other place, but not America. So we don't have the same struggle. And they don't mind co-opting nothing on behalf of white supremacy. So anyway, Representative Jamal Bowman, Democrat New York, on Wednesday unveiled the Congressional Hip Hop Power and Justice Task Force outside the Capitol. So this lets you know they trying bad. They can't rely on Diddy no more because Diddy jammed up with the the Me Too stuff. And Black people are just checked out because we know we didn't figure it out. they ain't finna give us nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing for us. Racial inequity just means everybody gonna get something except Negroes. So we're not participating in that anymore either. So we don't care what they come up with. We ain't doing it. We just like, what in the ham and cheese sandwich is this here they done conjured up to try to lure us, like Pied Piper. It's crazy. Anyway, the task force led by Bowman will use hip hop's messaging of building a more equitable society to help spearhead initiatives to address economic equality, affordable housing, and racial justice imperatives. All the key words for BS. Everybody gets something except for Black people. A lot of this stuff is language that comes from the Pope and the UN, this diversity message. So it's all a ploy. Don't get wrapped up into it. It's part of sustainable development goals. The affordable housing, that's how you're going to get your 15-minute cities. Racial justice imperatives, that's to get people emotional to make emotional decisions so they can pass legislation that's tied to the New World Order. And equality, that's common good. That's code for common good. So I'm breaking down how they use these words here and in different places to replace what they really want to do and to put in the legislation that they really want and to get you to buy into it. By the time you figure out, 15, 20 years down the road what all these words mean, it'll be too late. They've been passed legislation. You'll be benefiting in the short term for the little stuff that they said they were going to give you. But long term, your rights been taken away. Long term, you built a 15-minute city affordable housing project that was labeled mixed housing, but you didn't know what it was. Racial justice imperatives means they're going to give preference to all the other colors and keep the Negro at the bottom. Your labor and your enthusiasm is needed to help move everything along. But as soon as the movement happens and when the money gets to be doled out, you're excluded. The pot of money that was set aside for you is going to somebody else. So wake up, Black people. They don't like you. Don't fall for the okey doke. And they know the other thing is that they know entertainment and music are things that Black people care about. So for a quick hot minute, Black people may be like, oh, they care. They're gonna do it through hip hop. They're targeting a specific generation. That's my generation, because hip hop came out around the same time. It's been around as long as I've been around. So this is specifically targeting our generation, the 50-year-old generation, the generation that is awakened and checking out. They got the old Black people. They got them. What they don't have are the younger Black people, because younger Black people also checked out. So uh, our group and the younger Black people, they got to try to rule us in, and they're going to reel us in, and they're going to use music, hip hop, entertainment, like they always do. Don't do that to nobody else. They don't have no Asian or Chinese coalition group that's using Chinese music, or they don't have a Latino gang, Latino trap music, or the Mexican coalition. They're not using Mexican music to rally Mexican people. Only disrespect the Negro. Only disrespect the Black people. Only disrespect foundational Black Americans. We're the only group that gets that. You gotta wake up and see the writing on the wall. They don't do it to white people. They don't have no country music hall of fame coalition to rally white people to make them stop being racist. Nope, just Negroes. They don't have a white coalition for the 80s and 90s music to get them to not be anti-Black. They don't have no coalition for that in Congress. Not spearheaded by Nancy Pelosi or none of those other people. Nobody. Just target Black people all the time. They get on my last nerves. Anyway, in an exclusive with The Hill, Bowman explained that the inspiration behind the task force came from reflecting on how the genre impacted him over the years. Oh, here we go. Get the damn violins. Artists like Eric B. and Rakim, Black. Queen Latifah, Black. Chuck D, Black. Public Enemy, Black. Inspired the New York lawmaker throughout his life, he said, including during his time as an educator. Oh, here we go. You're a teacher now. They were very instrumental in creating a curriculum and a blueprint for my life, Bowman told The Hill. I owe a lot of who I am to the lessons that they taught me on through their music. Hip hop, which celebrated its 50th anniversary last August, has often been used as a political tool for Black and Brown Americans. They go latching brown people onto our struggle. And every time a brown person can, they throwing us under the bus. We lazy. They don't like us. They're not like us. Ugh. And Bowman said he hopes to capitalize on that through the task force. Hip hop has always been about ending poverty in America, about fully funding our public schools, our Black, Negro, ADOS, Foundational Black American. That's what it was about ghettos. It's always been about justice reform and police reform. The lawmaker said. It's always been about affordable housing and dealing with the issue of threats of violence. Well, they should have a cracker task force, excuse my expression, for hillbilly white people who don't know how to act and those with the Confederate mindset and mantra throughout their life, although they may be, left leaning or they could be conservative, doesn't matter. But they need to have get Taylor Swift. Get a Taylor Swift task force. Get a Gwen Stefani task force. Get an Elvis task force. Get a Steely Dan task force. Get a Madonna task force. Get a Bruce Springsteen task force. Get a Alyssa Milano and Ariana Grande task force. Get Ozuna task force, a Bad Bunny task force. Get somebody else to do it. That's what I'm saying. Get somebody else to do it. Get some anti-Black folks to get task force together that don't look like us. Get an anti-Black task force through some music, some different genres. Skip hip hop, because we are the targets. We are the victims. Get some white people to get a task force. Get y'all music, get y'all task force, and make it be anti-Black. Do that. They ain't gonna do that though, because white people will cut up. They ain't gonna let you do that to them. They're not gonna let you label them. They're not gonna let you mark them. It's insane, the things that they do to us boldly in our faces, and we just don't even be angry about it. I'm at the point now where I'm not even angry no more. It's hilarious to me. So I'm waiting on the Dua Lipa task force. Get a Kalani task force. Get Reba McEntire task force. Get somebody else to do it, please. Leave us alone. We tired. We are tired of being dragged into stuff. We not finna vote, okay? We ain't finna vote. I ain't telling nobody to vote for nothing because you ain't gonna get nothing. You already see the plot. You're voting for the New World Order and you're voting for your replacements. You're supporting your replacements. The moment they tack on brown to anything that is associated with us, those are your replacements. They're using you as a vehicle to support your replacements. Get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. We ain't doing it no more. So I just don't even understand how they come up with this stuff. Is at this point it's hilarious. And if Black people are falling for this, I don't even know what to say. We deserve to be hoodwinked. So in September, artists including Fat Joe, Rick Ross, and Busta Rhymes partnered with Power to the Patients to film a public service announcement demanding legislators create a more honest, affordable, and equitable healthcare system. Oh my word. Groups like the Black Music Action Coalition, the Recording Academy, and Black Music Collective have also joined forces with Bowman and Representative Hank Johnson of Georgia in calling for the passage of a Restoring Artistic Protection RAP Act, a bill that would limit the admissibility of an artist's creative or artistic expression against them in court. So that's because of what's going on with Young Thug in Georgia. But in any event, it don't even matter because they ain't gonna do nothing to protect black people. They're just gonna exploit you and chew you up and spit you out. So this is nothing but a smoke screen, y'all. I'm not gonna even read no more. It's some BS. It's a toilet full of doo doo. Get somebody else to do it. We're not doing it no more. So they're throwing everything at us but the kitchen sink because black people are awakened. This is how you know us as a people, as a collective, are awakening, are waking up. The awakening is continuing, and that we are checking out. And this is how you know that everything that they've done in the past is not working. So they got to create some new stuff to try to get our emotions riled up. But it ain't working because we know we want one thing. We want reparations. We want an apology and reparations. If you ain't giving us money, if you're not giving us what you owe us, we don't care about nothing else. You ain't gonna finna give us no coalition and talk about racial equity so we can help usher in the new world order and give them the money to put all this stuff in place and put us in prison. Is you crazy? Oh, you must be stupid and dumb. I'm here to wake up my people. Y'all better wake up because the man is still on us. He looked different because he looked like us. He sounds different because he sounded like us and he's saying stuff that us would say. And he knows us because the powers that be are now using tools that look like us to continue breaking us. So, gotta be smart, gotta stay awake, gotta keep watch. Um, we were born one night, but it wasn't last night. All of us, we might wake up at a different time, but we're still waking up. So I feel good in my spirit because this particular story just demonstrates how black people are not supporting this system the way that we have been, and they know it. Esau and them know their time is up. They know we're tired. We're looking elsewhere for a savior. It's not them. It's not Congress. It's not these white politicians. It's not even our black politicians. So they got to do something to try to get us engaged, and what they're doing is not working. So I'm very glad that to see this because it just proves all the tools that they've used before are broken or they don't work. So they got to do something new. But it's the same playbook, same playbook. And I'm going to read them plays for y'all. All right. This is Marley K. Um, I don't even know what to say about this story. It's so ridiculous. A new hip hop task force to tackle racial inequity. And they're going to use black people to tackle racial inequity when we didn't create the inequity to begin with. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. When they get that Gwen Stefani task force, that country music task force, that 80s and 90s pop music task force, that rock task force, y'all let me know when they're going to start to get an anti-black task force and those groups and genres of music going to be involved. Call me and then I might give Esau and them the benefit of the doubt. Other than that, I don't really have nothing to say about this except for it's a smoke screen. Don't even pay it no attention. All right, y'all. This is Marley K. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification and hit all so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload new content. Please make certain that you follow me on Rumble and Odyssey, Instagram, and Facebook in the event that I am booted from this platform, because I'm subject to get booted any day. I'm just about that life now. I don't even care. If you're going to go out with a bang. Keep prepping, keep praying, keep seeking the Most High. Pray that we're delivered from this captivity and this foolery. Pray that our people continue to awaken, because we are awakening. We might be a little slow. We might not have that much power, but we're showing that we can disengage from this system. And the fact that they have to come up with these types of tools and farces to keep our people entertained speaks volumes. So, way to go, Black people. Y'all keep waking up. Y'all vote ain't gonna save you from nothing. Absolutely nothing. Voting is it helps everybody. As soon as y'all know that spiritually, the only leader y'all got is up in the heavenlies. And until he comes down to get you, you're going to be misled, lost, and turned out, mistreated, in captivity, enslaved. We're going to be poor. We're going to always be at the bottom. We're always going to be made a mockery of and looking like fools, because we never learned that you can't trust your enemy. They ain't done nothing for us in all this time. They ain't getting ready to do nothing for you now. This is the end of this empire. It's the end of an age. It is the end of the line for Esau. So if you think they're getting ready to do something for you now, except for make a fool out of you, if you got hope in them, thinking that they're going to suddenly change after all these years, you must be a tornado fool. All right, this is Martha K, y'all. Wake up. Stay awake. Keep watch. I'm out.